Hey y'all, I'm Zoe Joelle.
And I'm Alexis Simone.
And this is the Soundwaves Podcast.
Where we dive deep into the rhythms and stories that shape our world.
Yes, ma'am. Cheers, sister. So what are we drinking
Do it
today?
again.
Oh, cheers, sister. Is that better? All right, what are we drinking today?
All right, so we are drinking another wonderful mocktail. This flavor is I want to say it's a lemon raspberry flavor. Yep. And so it's an Italian sparkling beverage with adaptogens. And so its flavors are cane sugar, black carrot juice, which is very interesting. I wonder what that's going to taste like. Green tea extract, lion's mane, mushroom extract, and ashwagandha root.
And it, always, as always, it has L-theanine. If you're new here, we only drink mocktails on our episodes.
Yes.
I know someone commented on one of our shorts like, oh, maybe you should put the bottle down. Little do you know, it's literally mocktails. So
they work, okay?
Very smart of you. But okay. So let's go ahead and try it.
It's so cute. Do y'all see how
smells
pink
good?
it is?
Yeah.
It's sweet.
We do not like
Oh
sweet.
my gosh, it's like
no, but after
unpack.
it's like tart at the end.
Okay, let me taste one more time. It tastes like a lollipop to me. Like a popsicle.
It tastes like candy for sure.
I don't know. We're too
I don't
petite.
hate it. If you like sweet, try to find this. We're not saying the brand. Try to
Look
find
at
the
the colors.
Screenshot it.
But it's super cute. It smells good, but I don't know. I'm not a huge sweet person, and this tastes like a blow pop.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. All right.
This episode, as you can see, if you've been watching, we be talking about being tired, exhausted as young women.
We're going through
There's
it.
probably some hormonal imbalances going on that we need to get to the root of, but this episode is life after luteal.
Amen.
I got a little funny story actually, because we've been talking about luteal, and my dad texted me like, "What the heck is Julio?" And I said Julio. I said luteal, and I had to send him a screenshot of what it is. So luteal, Luteal, is a phase within the menstrual cycle. The cycle is not just when a woman gets her period. It's like 4 different cycles within the whole 30 days. So luteal is right before your period, and that's usually when you're really exhausted or fatigued, or it's different for everybody, but like you may break out. It's like the worst of the worst.
You have like your moves. It's like that PMS,
Yeah.
the PMS
So that's what it
stage.
is, because I'm sorry, sometimes we speak and we talk to each other a lot and we don't explain how we need to explain. So that's what the luteal phase is. But now this is life after the luteal.
And you see a glow, right?
Yes.
Y'all see the glow.
This is follicular, baby. This is follicular. So tune in and get your dictionary if you need to get it.
Yes.
So follicular is after your period. That's when you're feeling normal. Like we have like a week and a half of feeling normal. I just want all the men out there to
Isn't
know
that sick?
that it's really hard out here for a pimp. I'm
is.
just kidding. But that's what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the icebreaker.
All right, y'all. Today's icebreaker is a quick little game. It's called Am I the Asshole? And so I am going to read 4 or 5 different scenarios where it's kind of like, are you the asshole in this situation? And we're just going to talk about some brief feelings and opinions around it.
Okay.
All right, so the first one is, am I the asshole for not giving up my seat on a plane to a parent who wants to sit next to their kid?
Yes. Yes, you're an asshole.
I think it depends on how old the kid is.
How old the kid is? Okay. But they said kid, so they're a kid.
Yes, but you're still your parent's child even at 18.
Alright. So clearly you're saying you're not giving up your seat.
It depends.
It depends.
So
I guess.
if it's a small child, like a kid, yes, you're the asshole. Like, I am gonna give up my seat because, all right, you want to sit next to your kid, they might want to be next to their parent.
Right.
Hello. So yes, but if we're like talking about a teenager and you're like, oh, I just want to sit next to my son, I'm gonna be like, girl,
if they're a teenager and I like my seat,
exactly, I like my seat. He's okay.
Yeah. It also depends on how you ask. So I don't know.
Yeah, if we talking about I'm in the front of the plane, because I hate being in the back of the plane.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I hate it, especially by the bathrooms. So
yes.
if this is a teenager, I'm staying in my seat. I'm sorry. All right, the next one is, am I the asshole for starting a side hustle that competes with my friend's small business?
Competes, yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know. It also depends on if you guys had already had a conversation about it and y'all. So say if it was like a jewelry company or whatever, and we both literally love jewelry, I don't think that you're the asshole. But the word compete is, I don't like that.
Right. So I think, like, for example, the jewelry. If my friend has a small business with the jewelry and she goes to markets and things like that, and then I'm literally doing the same thing, but for me, it's not my business. Like, it's a business, yes, but I'm not using it as my main source of income. Like, it's just a hobby for me. I'm doing it whenever. It's like, okay, girl.
Because I don't feel like it really is circumstantial and depends on the people in the friendship. Because if we both have jewelry brands, we could do collabs and make it fire, you know?
Right.
So, I don't know, it depends.
But it's like if you're taking some of their audience or like some of their customers because we're going to the same event.
The competing part. I don't like that part. So, yeah, I guess so.
So if you're competing, like you're literally going to the same places and setting up shop and vendoring together, it's like, all right. Y'all, we doing the same exact thing, girl. Just drop something at my table. You don't have to have a whole little side hustle doing that. Okay, am I the asshole for refusing to contribute to a coworker's baby shower fund?
What you think?
No, I don't think you're an asshole.
I don't think so either. Alexis gets closer to her work family. I don't do that. So, no. For me, no, you're not. But I guess it all goes back to the relationship that y'all have. But what you mean fund? Like, you couldn't afford to have a baby shower?
So, like, you know, some people, like, it'll, like, be their birthday or, like, a baby shower, and everybody will go in the office and put around, like, $5 or $10 to get them something.
Okay. I don't think you're the asshole because it's supposed to be discreet anyway.
It's supposed to be discreet, and also, maybe I don't like you. And I don't want to support. You know, I can get you a nice little card or just say congratulations passing by. I don't want to feel like I had to put it into your baby shower fund.
I feel you.
I hope you have one outside of this job. Like, that's it.
Wait, pause for a second. Y'all know I be giving a second review of the mocktails. I don't be doing it on purpose, but I will say the flavor, I don't know. I do like the brand. I think that their adaptogen rate inside of this can is really good because I'm definitely feeling it.
I'm feeling it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, the L-theanine gives us the gigglies, y'all. Like, we drunk for real.
Yeah, for real. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Am I the asshole for refusing to let people bring their kids to my wedding? No. If I don't want to have any children at my wedding, I don't want any children at my wedding.
Yeah. Find
a babysitter.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. I don't think you're an asshole. And then, I would just want to ask, like, what kind of wedding do you want to have? Like, is it no kids? What is it?
I've been going back and forth in my mind debating, y'all, because, like, of course, I would want my child at my wedding, but a whole lot of kids, like, everybody can just bring their kids. I don't know. I really don't want all that running around.
Right.
That's a lot. So, I don't know. I'm still making up my mind, but what do you want?
I think that for me, I keep saying that I want to have an after party in my wedding. So I will have, the ceremony. I don't really think kids should be at the ceremony, but I'm not going to do no kids allowed, but it will be a cutoff point to where it's an after party and it's almost giving club. And I need the kids and the elders to exit.
Go. Yeah.
So that's what it's giving, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm okay with like 5 kids.
Just 5? You going to pick 5 people out the guests and everybody else no? It's okay. I thought it would be either it is or it's not.
And because I think that's just too much free fall to be like
is.
Any kids, but I don't mind some kids because I was a kid who was always with my mom at different things. So sometimes I was in places that maybe a child shouldn't be, but I used to have a great time. So it just depends. Like, you kind of want to still let your kids see, like, the union and the love and the fun. But also, if it's too many of y'all, I need to go sit down. Yeah. So I'm still debating.
Yeah.
All right. Am I the asshole for telling a girl she look a mess with her fan?
Explain to them what you're saying.
Okay, y'all. So, not the fan, the paper fan with the boots on the ground dance. I'm talking about the electric fan that girls carry around to parties and restaurants and rooftops and anywhere involving outdoors. Walking around with this fan at the party, at the function, anywhere. Am I the asshole for telling you to put it down? Or that you look a mess with it?
Yes. You are, because they're going to say, mind your business. I would say, it's funny, I be watching, like, DJs. You know how DJs host parties just for YouTube, like, for a playlist or whatever? And she had the fan. I don't know, for me, like, I've used it before. I haven't bought one, I use someone else's. It doesn't actually make you cool down, so I just feel like it's just giving attention. But everything is not attention, so don't kill me. Don't shoot.
Right, they might have a supersonic thing.
maybe it's blowing out some ice cold air, but I don't know. It just looked extra to me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, and I think you should leave that at home. Unless you are somewhere where you can sit down, like a concert, that outdoor concert or something like that, and you really like, oh, it's hot, I got my fan. But a party or I don't know, anything else like that, it's just like, come on now.
Yeah.
Because it's in the pictures, it's in the videos, and it looks a mess.
It does look a mess.
It looks a mess.
You like a kid with a toy.
You're holding it up to your face, and so it's just all in the way, and it's like, leave it at home.
Yeah, it's
just be hot and sweat and enjoy
like everybody else
enjoy Mother Nature, because it's not that serious.
Yeah.
At least not to me.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I like this icebreaker, so it was called Am I the Asshole? Period. Okay. So, we said this is life after luteal, so we just doing a little temperature check, and then we're going to talk about how we feel about marriages. I know we've talked about marriage maybe 2 times or so on this podcast. Maybe once, I'm not sure. But, we're getting older. Your girl's turning 27 next month.
Woo! Can we start the countdown?
And then she will be 28, period. I'm trying to get her to be happy because, we're grown, we're fine, like, period. So, how you been this week? Let the people know.
So the first part of the week, like Monday through Wednesday, I was very drained and tired. And I just felt like I was complaining, y'all, about the same stuff like I do every week. I was tired of myself. I was tired of myself complaining about being tired. And I felt like the Janae song when she was like, baby, I was more tired at this point because I just can't shake it. And then Thursday came. And maybe it was Juneteenth, our blackness gave us some strength. But ever since Thursday of this past week, I have been feeling so energized, so upbeat. I literally have been feeling like Superwoman. I have been doing any and everything with little to none hours of sleep and still up the next day, energized. And I just feel happy. I feel like grateful to be doing what I'm doing. I've been saying, Lord, thank you for even the busy days, because at least that's a blessing to have, to be busy or productive, or however you want to say it. And I've been having some more realizations through my reflections. And I'm just in a stage where it's not like F it, but I'm like, F it, kind of like, let's do it. Like anything I want to do, I'm like, let's just do it. And we'll just think about everything else after the fact. Like just prepare for it and just do it however you want. So I've been doing what I want to do. So we went out Thursday spontaneously.
It was fun.
And it was so fun.
Yeah.
And I had to get up to go to work the next morning. Had a great day. Work didn't get on my nerves, y'all.
Amen.
I was chilling, and then we back at it again today. So I'm grateful.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I feel like the bunny rabbit on the Energizer bunny. The Energizer bunny. That's how I feel.
That's good.
How you feel?
I feel good. Like I said, or like she said, we had a great time on Juneteenth. We went to Rocksteady. I know we've been talking about Rocksteady.
Shout out to Rocksteady.
It was fun. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling like my energy is rising back, and I'm really trying to get to the root and the science of this hormonal thing, because I don't want to feel like that fatigue thing. Like this past month, I will say, the fatigue and all the other things, the PMS, was low-key so bad that now, the beginning of this week, it felt like I had to rebuild my routine. And I don't want to feel like that every month, so I don't know what to do, but I'm trying to get to the root. I found this hormonal balance supplement that I think I'm going to try. Okay. So yeah, I'm really going to bring y'all along this journey, because we got to get to the root and the tooth, because I do not want to keep feeling like this every month, like for real.
The root and the tooth.
Yes, but overall, I feel great. Like she said, I'm feeling, the sun is out. Atlanta is matching our vibe, so love that.
Yeah, maybe all we needed was some sun.
Literally,
too. Let's add that in
gray
there.
days in the rain was so depressing, like for real.
Yeah.
So, now that we've talked about how we feel, we're gonna get into the topic of yearning for marriage.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. So I do want to give some background, because at first we were gonna say idolizing, but it's really important to look at the definitions of words before you just throw them out there.
Yeah.
Especially online, like people are so quick to throw that word, especially like the Christian people that are on social media, like, oh, idolize. So anyways, I want to just give the definition and like why we didn't use the word idolize, because it says to worship as a god. To love or admire to excess.
Let's just stop there.
That's a lot.
What was the phrase with God again?
To worship as a god.
To worship as a god. Ain't nobody doing that.
Not us.
Yeah, like we're not, because at first it was idolizing marriage. And when she read the definition, I'm like, I am not worshiping marriage as a god at all.
I try to stop a lot of people in my life when we're having conversations like, think about the words that you're saying, or even the way we overgeneralize some things. I think it's easier to do that. But sometimes you gotta think like, is that for real? Like, do you really mean that? Maybe not. Like, take the time to look it up. Stop overgeneralizing your life, and get to the root.
Seriously, because if she wouldn't have looked that up, I would have been still saying idolizing.
Yeah, and I don't want us to and then post clips using that word. No. So yes, we're in our mid-20s. This is when the pressure is on, or like society makes you feel like the pressure is on. Mm-hmm. But what is so funny is that it's like the pressure is on, but like the dudes our age don't even want to get married either. So it's like, what?
They're not feeling the pressure.
Like, who should we be pressured with? Like, who do you want me to be pressured with?
Right, that older man, I guess.
Clearly.
Right.
So we was talking about how like we don't feel like we're yearning for it as much, just with the realization and stuff like that. So I want to talk about like what made you come to the realization that you're not yearning for it as much.
So what made me realize or just change my thought process around it, I was having a reflection time in the shower. It's my favorite place to reflect. And I was like, maybe I've been putting so much emphasis on marriage in my life. And then I started to think, why? Like, what is making me feel like it's such a hurry all of a sudden, or a strong desire all of a sudden, where it kind of felt like I was maybe forcing it with the person in my life. And I realized that it was sucking the excitement and the joy around marriage. Of course, like, I'm not married right now yet. But when I do, I was like, if somebody was to propose to me at this very moment, I would be like, whew, finally. And it's like, that is not how I want to feel. Yeah. And so I was like, why do you feel like that? Like, and I was really asking myself those questions, and it was just like, you've been forcing it, you've been rushing, and actually taking the joy and excitement out of it, where you wouldn't even be like maybe authentically happy. It would just be like, oh, okay, now it's finally happening. And I don't want to feel like that. So all of those questions, kind of like checking myself and asking the intent behind it, made me come to this realization that I was yearning for marriage, and maybe not in the most positive way. It was just very it was just draining also, because like I said, it was a force around it. Like, I'm forcing it, I'm wanting it, like, come on, like, why is it not happening, or when is it going to happen? And it was just like, whoa, let's tone it back some. Like, let's make it a little bit more light. And so that's how I came to the realization.
Okay, I came to the realization that I could have been yearning for it, like, maybe in the past, I would say, because I don't feel like that, like, I think this whole time we've been recording this year, we've been talking about how, like, we've been outside, we've been enjoying ourselves. Yeah. But just to think about how it was in the past, I would say, first of all, when the time comes, I don't want it to be the result of me asking. That's one thing. Yeah. And I just want to focus on enjoying my life. And I do feel like when they say, like, whatever is yours, it's true. I do think that God has a plan for us. And we can't be forcing it, like strong arming these results that we want, because it's not enjoyable. It's not enjoyable. So I would really just rather focus on being the best I can be, enjoying my life for real. Yeah. And like giving my plans to God, like, or not even my plans, because at the end of the day, it's God's plan. But it's like giving the things that I desire to God, and however it's supposed to play out, it's gonna play out. But trying to strong arm the results, it's stressful, and it just sucks the fun, like she said, out of the situation. Yes,
it's very stressful. And then you find yourself having all these repetitive conversations.
Right.
And it's like,
yeah. No. And it's like also when you really be in reality, like versus like what the idea you have in your head, like, oh, it could play out like this, whatever. But it's like, if the person is literally saying that they're not ready,
okay.
Literally, like, I don't even have nothing else to say no more. It's like, oh, okay, like, okay, cool.
Right.
And then you get to realize, like, am I ready?
Exactly.
And then you're like, oh, maybe not. Or whatever it is, but, like, let's just stop talking about it. How about that? Since we're just not ready.
Right. Yeah, let's just stop talking about it because
literally,
I think when I was in the moment of yearning for marriage, it was more so of the idea of it. Like, of course, marriage is not just the wedding. Like, you know, I'm very aware of that. But it was more so just like, okay, I'm yearning for us to just finally say we're married and, like, be married. And, of course, it comes with hardships just like a relationship would and all these different things. Like, life doesn't just turn magical after marriage. But it was just like, you're so focused on just getting to that. And it's just like, relax. Like she said, giving, like, God has the plans and just resting in that.
Yeah.
Being comfortable in knowing that God has the plans and He is going to guide us to that plan when the time is right.
Right.
And I was forcing it.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about marriage now and what changed?
I think marriage is beautiful.
It is.
I think what's more important right now, I would say, is really stop fixating on, like, a result. Of course, that is important. Like, that's an intention. You set the intention. But also, I do feel like we can kind of put ourselves in a bad situation if you're so focused on it. Like, are you truly getting to know that person and maybe even the things you may not like about them? Are you really thinking about, like, can this be forever? Or is this just good enough for forever? Like, you need to think about all of that. But how I feel now is just like what we were saying about how we genuinely feel about life, like, just wanting to enjoy. Like, I think, of course, always being intentional, maybe when it comes to dating or getting to know people, but at the end of the day, just enjoying and not being so fixated on a certain result, because it's going to come how it needs to come. I also think, and I could be wrong, of course we want to be married, but I feel like the man needs, like, he should want it too. Like,
for sure.
I'm not saying I could be wrong about that, but I'm saying, like, I don't even know if we should be bringing it up to a certain extent. Like, I think when you're getting to know somebody, like, oh, of course, like, what's your intention with dating and stuff like that, but I'm not really sure if you're in a long-term relationship, if you should be like, oh, like, when are we gonna get married? Like, ew.
It takes the fun out of it.
Ew.
I want to be so caught off guard and excited where like, yes, we had a conversation about it. We know that we wanted to get married to each other, but it's not like, oh, so when, so he said by next year, and so now I'm like,
And maybe we sound crazy. I don't know, but
I don't think so.
I think, when you're, like, getting intentional with somebody before that, even when you're, like, about to date them, you should be like, oh, like, what is your intention with dating? Are you just trying to have fun? And then y'all align with that, whether or not you align with whatever they have to say.
Yes.
But if you end up with somebody, like, exclusive with someone that said that their intention is marriage, then that's it. I don't want to be like, oh, when are we gonna get married? Like,
yeah. It's just not.
I want the romance. To be excited, like, oh yeah, like, bro, this is my wife. Like, I want to get married to her, and all of that. Like, they should be excited too. It shouldn't be no, like, asking that.
Yeah, it takes the romance out of it.
Yeah. So if I had to say how I feel, I just feel like I am resting in the peace of the Lord.
Amen.
And I'm good.
Period.
How do you feel?
So, I can agree. I mean, this hasn't changed, but I do feel like marriage is beautiful. It is still a want of mine. I do want to get married. I think now I am just resting in the fact that I'm not in control, and I cannot force, and I will not force anybody to want the same things as me, or to, like, so for example, marriage. I'm not going to force anybody to want marriage with me and things like that. And I think with dating, just making sure having those intentional conversations up front before it gets to, like, a long-term relationship, or, you know, multiple dates and things like that. Like, we can kind of get the gist a few in, but after that, you're either going to decide to still move on with that person or not. But be aware that this is their thoughts around marriage and this is your thoughts around marriage. Do they align? And I think what mainly changed is the more intentional conversations up front.
Yeah.
Because the person I have in my life, we started dating very young, and so those conversations started happening after we had already been dating and knowing each other for years down the line. So I think that's, like, the main thing that's changed for me. And I still feel the same though. Like, I think marriage is a beautiful unionship, I do think it takes work. It's not just a piece of paper or a business, in my opinion. Like, it is a unionship and relationship under God, with God at the center. I can say maybe that's changed now that I am getting closer to God and building a relationship with God, just really ensuring that God is the center of the relationship. Literally everything you do, but the relationship specifically, because we should be coming together under God, and God being just as important in your life as He is mine. Mm-hmm. That's different, because I wasn't thinking about Jesus in that way back in the day.
Nah.
Not at all.
It wasn't.
Not at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
That's definitely...
That was not...
something that's changing.
Yeah.
But we're getting older, so this is like literally a coming of age type of podcast. So
yes.
Thanks for watching us.
As we navigate our life.
The last question that I wanted to ask is, what is your view on long-term relationships moving forward?
I think...
And I think you already touched on a little bit, like having more intentional conversations up front.
Yeah.
But also, before you answer, I want to add on, because you're coming kind of out of a long-term relationship or whatever. Or you can talk about people that's coming out of a long-term relationship. When you go back into dating, are you immediately like, oh, do you want to get married? Like, do you need to be doing that? Like, that's OD.
I don't think so.
No.
Because I do think that you, like, coming out of a long-term relationship, I do think, like, going back into dating, the dating world, I do think that you should take it slow and fun, get to know the person. So very lighthearted, I should say.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you should go from being with somebody for 5, 6, 7 years, and then it's just like you met Sam at the bookstore, and he's like, so what are your life-term goals?
Yeah.
And do they match mine? And are you
at some point, yes, if y'all consistently talking to each other,
right?
But like, take it slow.
Take it slow. Get to know the person,
yeah.
Because I do. At the end of the day, it's about someone's character,
right?
And I do want to make sure I know their character and know who they are without, all the other stuff just yet, because that's what's gonna keep you engaged with the person, connected with the person, interested in the person, if they have a great character and it aligns with someone you mesh with, someone that you can build with.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your opinion on long-term relationships? Sorry.
I think that I'm not gonna say they're pointless, but I just don't necessarily think they are something that needs to be prioritized. I don't know. I moving forward, I could not see myself getting into another long-term relationship. I think with dating, if I could even do it all over again, I would do date, cool. We have a relationship. We have a conversation about exclusiveness when that time comes, and then boom, propose.
Yeah.
And that time frame probably is still like, I don't know. It's not drawn out. I'm not gonna put a time on it, because whenever you meet somebody, some people say they meet their husband and wife 6 months after knowing them. So I'm not gonna put a time on it, but I just think it should be dating, exclusive talk, married, proposed, marriage, stuff like that. Like, I just wouldn't do another long-term relationship. It's just if you do all the stuff that marriage includes, and not married.
Yeah, we had talked about this prior to the video, and I was saying the same thing. Even before this video, thinking about doing this video, I was just like, if you think about it, and this is my opinion, you can literally completely disagree.
Right.
But I just think after a certain amount of time, it's literally like, they be like, oh, marriage is hard. Like, so is a long-term relationship. So it's like, at what point are we just gonna put the commitment on it because we have to do this hard work? And I'm not talking about, because I had this conversation with someone else, I'm not talking about like working on yourself. Like, yeah, you need to work on yourself. You gotta do that for the rest of your life. I don't want to hear that.
Right.
But I'm talking about, like, it is hard being with someone. It is hard. You are two different people. So, like, I don't want to spend years upon years upon years with a boyfriend no more. So, similar to what she was saying, I would much rather just be dating. Maybe even that's dating multiple people. It is what it is. And then the guy that's standing out the most, the hostess with the mostest, is like, hey, I would like to be exclusive.
Yeah.
Okay, for what? And we had already had this conversation. Like we said, we're going to have, ladies, we're going to have intentional conversations in the beginning.
Exactly.
So it would be, I would like to be exclusive with the intentions to get engaged or whatever. Now, okay, cool, let's do that. And then we go into the engagement and marriage and stuff like that. And yeah, it sounds like a fairy tale, whatever. But I just feel like maybe I'm making this up, but I don't know if grown people, everybody grown out here, just in long-term relationships. I just feel like it might be better to take it lighthearted, date people. I'm not saying have sex with multiple people, but you know, just keep it cool, and whoever's standing out need to lock it down. Like, I don't want to do 5 years in a relationship and all of this, you getting to know their family and you going through all this emotional stuff that they go through, because life is hard at the end of the day, so you're going to be emotionally supporting someone, and I just don't want to keep doing that with a boyfriend. I'm straight.
Yeah. Like, we're doing the same exact thing. And so I just think, granted, some people don't want to get married, so that this is not for that. Like, this is not for someone who doesn't want to get married, because feel free to be boyfriend, girlfriend until the end of time, because that's what y'all have decided to do. At the end of the day, do what works best for you all. But for the people who do want to get married and the goal is to get married, I just don't see the point of a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
No.
Not, and we're not saying, oh, we need to get married in the first year. I'm literally not saying that. I'm just saying, like, at what point are we going to draw the line?
Y'all know.
Because people love to say, oh, like, marriage is hard. And so was these past years with you.
Exactly.
So, what, if people be making it seem like it's going to get 10 times harder or something.
Exactly.
I don't understand that.
Or my thing is with men, and they're like, well, I want to be, like, super financially stable at first. By all means, work towards your goals. Mm-hmm. But with my ideal relationship, I'm thinking 2 is better than 1. If you are already aligned with this person, you all are working to y'all's goals, when we come together, like, the woman is not about to spend and max out your credit cards within the first year of marriage, because now all of a sudden y'all married and I'm about to just spend all your money. Like, that's not the case.
There's a certain level of financial stability you do need to have, though. I'm not saying I'm going to just never gave that either. But you don't have to be a millionaire before you get married, though.
I just think of it as another excuse.
It's not an excuse just because you don't agree with it.
No, I mean, like, yes, financially stable. I do think you should be financially stable to a certain extent, but to be like, oh, I want to, I have this financial goal first before I get married, I just don't think that's stopping you from reaching your goal.
Yeah, but that's why I'm really at the point in my life where it's like, we don't even need to keep going back and forth disagreeing. We don't agree on the same thing. We don't want the same thing. So exit stage left. Mm-hmm. So I don't even think, sometimes it's okay. You don't have to invalidate other people's opinions on how they want to do it. Just like, oh, thank you for sharing that, and now I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
See ya. Literally. Like, so sometimes you need to be like, okay, because the same way we have opinions and maybe we don't agree, I don't think we invalidate each other. So I think sometimes we're not going to agree with what men say because they have a total different outlook on life. But I think it's okay to leave versus, like, going back and forth and invalidating people. Like,
because that's like, maybe that's like when you start like getting that, like, persuading. Like, I'm trying to convince you, or like change your mind. I should say. Change your mind to be more aligned with how I feel.
No, bye.
Yeah, you don't agree.
Thank you for your honesty.
Exactly, being upfront, and that's what you'll get those answers sooner when you have those intentional conversations sooner.
Ladies, the sooner we could draw the line, the sooner we could cross the road.
Yeah,
for real.
Facts. And for me, I think also going back to why I was yearning for marriage, because I do have a child and I do want more children. I think also that's why I was not necessarily in a rush, but just like a deep desire for it, because like I want to have more kids. I don't have no more kids out of wedlock, so come on.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, relax. And it made me think about one sermon Pastor Philip from 2019 had, where he was like, not going, or maybe y'all shouldn't be having gender reveals for kids y'all are having out of wedlock. And I was like, ooh. Because I had a gender reveal, y'all, but it went, somebody had messaged or like made a post about that on Threads, and it went crazy. And I commented, and I was like, yeah, like I don't think, like, I felt not convicted, but I related, because like I do want to have more kids, but I don't want to have any more kids out of wedlock. So maybe like I wouldn't do a gender reveal if I got pregnant again, blah blah. And people were like, no.
If you got pregnant again out of wedlock, don't get pregnant out of wedlock.
That's not what I meant to say.
What are you talking about?
I meant to say, because I had a gender reveal out of wedlock, and people was like, oh,
but you wouldn't do another one again?
No, I would do another gender reveal. I'm trying to remember what I said on the
I think
comments.
You were just saying you would basically do it better the next time, like
yes,
to be married. That's
exactly.
Because you saying what? That's not what she meant, y'all. That's not what she meant.
The whole point is not to have any more kids out of wedlock. But in the comment I made under the post was saying I did have a gender reveal for a child out of wedlock. And people were like, you shouldn't be embarrassed. Don't let this man
and she never said she
do
was
anything like that. You should still celebrate your kids. And I'm like, for sure, I celebrated my kid. But moving forward,
right,
I want to be married when I have more kids. So I would not do that. Like, I wouldn't have a gender reveal for a kid out of wedlock. I wouldn't have a kid out of wedlock, period. So Amen. It was just like, yeah, it was funny though. But that's not another reason why I was yearning for marriage. But I'm okay with just taking my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
is funny.
I'm gonna have to look at that post.
Yeah,
but a lot of people felt convicted under that.
Yeah.
Triggered.
That phase though, this phase that we're talking about, I do feel like it put way more stress on relationships and the outlook of relationships than it did enjoyment.
Yes.
And it really does suck the fun out of it. So maybe if you're in this stage, I'm not a mom, she's a mom, she shared her experience, but I do feel like at this point, accept where you are and do better moving forward, but give it all to God at the end of the day. Like, we cannot strong arm these men to give us what we want. You got to align with the person that wants it. And you also have to make sure that you are the person ready for marriage as well. Are you ready to be a partner and really pour into that person for the rest of your life? So think about all of that. Don't just think about what you want. Think about how are you prepared for what you want. And also, like I said before, I've been saying that this year, I'm not in the business of persuasion. I'm not. Have honest conversations with people, and if it don't sound right, leave. For real.
Then leave.
Yeah. Get that.
Then leave.
Get that. Then leave. Exactly.
Right now, I would say I'm just in a moment of enjoying. Like enjoyment. And so even if it is with the same partner, it's like just enjoy each other. And take the hardship out of it. Like, we don't have to keep talking about the same thing 50 million times.
Literally.
Like, let's just enjoy each other. If we do actually like each other, like, let's just enjoy each other for a second and see where it takes us and pray about it. Come together under God about it and really talk to each other after a certain amount of time has gone by, just of relief of we talking about the same thing over and over again, like marriage, please.
Yeah.
Please.
All right, I do want to take a moment. We're going to take a moment.
Okay.
So if you're new here, because you may be, the moment is name a moment when. So this moment, I would like to say, name a moment that you're letting go of for the rest of the year. Because we're at the midpoint.
Yep.
You know, we set those intentions, actionable steps, and perseverance, and blah, 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 blah.
Okay. I am letting go.
By moment, I mean like feeling or thought, whatever. Okay.
I am letting go of, I want to say, I'm trying to put it into words as best as I can because I'm feeling a little, y'all say I didn't like it, it's gone.
It's gone. We haven't been finishing these in the past videos because some of them have been a little nasty.
This is gone. But I'm just letting go of, I want to say just thinking too much about expressing myself.
Okay, that's good.
So, however I feel, not however I feel, but how I feel, I'm just gonna allow myself to feel it and express it. Feel it and express it. And of course in a healthy way. Like, I don't mean I'm just gonna feel angry and then argue with the lady at Chick-fil-A. No, I just mean however I feel that's positive or even if it's not, but intentionally communicated with the person and just be myself. Like, I'm gonna take all the extra thought about it out and like trying to like invalidate myself and just let it flow. I'm just gonna let it flow and be vulnerable.
Beautiful.
What about you?
For me, a statement that Pastor Philip said that is carrying me through the rest of this year and probably the rest of my life. He said, it was talking about the day people go to church or whatever, but the thing that stuck with me is when he said, y'all be majoring on minors. That was a good mind shift. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, because there's a lot of things that have been minors that I've been majoring in, and I'm letting it go, for real.
It's not
like,
that
if
serious.
you truly believe that there's a plan for you, let it go.
Yeah. That kind of was like a realization I had this week too, because I'm like, it's so much going on in the world.
For real.
Does this really matter? Like, does this one thought or feeling right now about something I don't have or I want, does it really matter?
Yeah, I be conceptualizing a lot of stuff or like trying to think through so much. And it's like, sometimes just let it pass.
Yeah.
Feel it and let it pass. so that's what it is. I'm letting go of majoring on minors. Thank you, Pastor Philip. I appreciate that.
Okay, period.
Yeah. Do you have anything else for the people? I think we've done well, sister.
No, I think that's it. My finish this.
Okay. Well, thanks for riding the wave with us.
We'll see y'all next week. Same time, same vibe.
Bye.